2 years ago this month, I had a total hip replacement. Many people do not know my story, but I'm feeling led to share it in hopes that it will help someone else in my situation. For 2 years, I suffered. I suffered with pain that was almost unbearable. I had multiple doctor appointments, chiropractor appointments. I went through physical therapy, and it was all for my lower back. No one ever said, "Did you think it's your hip? Could your hip be hurting?" Not a doctor, not a therapist. No one even thought for a moment it was my hip that was causing all of my pains. And I didn't think about it either. I just felt like I'm only 55 years, well, at that time I was 53. I'm only 53 years old. There's no way it could be my hips hurting me. But lo and behold, it was. And I only found out after I had multiple back injections, multiple appointments with chiropractor. I'm talking about 2 years of trying to figure out what the problem was. One of my appointments led me to believe I needed to have back surgery. And I was scheduled for back surgery until I went to my pre-op appointment, and something just didn't feel right. I just felt like I knew it was not my back that was hurting, even though a back surgeon, a spinal surgeon told me it was. I still just felt so uneasy about being told it was my back that was bothering me. And I canceled that surgery, not knowing what I was getting myself into, not knowing how much longer I would have to deal with the pain, not knowing anything. And the doctor, 'cause you know how some surgeons could be, he was a little bothered that I didn't trust him enough to go through with the surgery. But I stood my ground, and I did not go through with the surgery. The one thing many doctors tell you not to do is to turn to Google. But I felt like I was at my wit's end. I did not know what else to do. I was literally walking with a cane at 53, walking with a cane. One night at 11 o'clock at night, I was doing more research because I was up in pain, and I came across a doctor who explained how, and I'd never heard this before, how your hip can cause many other areas of pain: your back, your groin area, your hamstring area, your glutes, your IT band, IT band. And I had all of those things going on, and no one addressed it. No one, not a doctor, not a therapist, no one addressed it. I was able to schedule the appointment right then at 11 o'clock at night online, and I thought, there's no way that this appointment could be open with this doctor. And it was Monday morning. I had an appointment at 11 o'clock, and I went, and he said, "It is definitely your hip. Let me show you why." He showed me the x-rays, which no one had taken x-rays of my hip in 2 years. And he explained how simple the surgery was, how simple the recovery would be. He put my mind at such ease. He showed me past surgeries he had done. And he said, people in their 30s, even in their 30s, can have a hip replacement surgery, especially if you've been kind of rough on your body, you're an athlete. I had no idea. And I scheduled my surgery. About a month later, I had my surgery, and that very day I was up walking around. I was on pain meds, of course, because it's a major surgery, total replacement of my hip. And it was probably one of the easiest surgeries I've ever had. And today marks 2 years. Everything is healing just as it should. And as you all have seen in my past videos, um, I exercise. I exercise with rigor. Um, I do everything I did in the past. And I am so grateful that I found the right doctor. I found health and peace again. So I say all of this to say, if you're in pain and you're visiting doctors after doctors and you're uncomfortable with what they're telling you, you do not have to accept it. You have to advocate for yourself and you have to push yourself. You cannot just give up and give in, because if I had gone through with that back surgery, I'd still have hip pain. I'd still have all the other pains. I just know that you're not alone in your pain. And I also suggest not waiting. I felt like there's no way I need a hip replacement surgery. I'm too young, but I wasn't living with quality of life. I was living my days in so much pain on pain meds, taking ibuprofen 800 milligrams at least 3 times a day, and it wasn't working. It would take just that tiny bit of pain down, but I would be in pain laying down, standing up, sitting. There was just so much pain, and I was helping to take care of our grandson. I don't know how I made it through other than to say it was the grace of God, but I also know that it was by the grace of God that I found my doctor, my orthopedic surgeon. So just know that you're not alone in this, and to not give up, so that you too can have quality of life again. I hope this story helped someone today.